Just stop for a second. Look around this room. It's September 11th, 2000. Look at the green glow from that CRT monitor, the command line blinking, waiting. You're 25 years old. You think you've got it all figured out, right? That you're about to build the future. Well, the future just walked in. Yeah, it's me. I know, it's a lot to take in.
Look at my face. You see the lines, the exhaustion. You're probably expecting me to give you some stock tip, some warning to avoid a mistake. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to tell you something much, much harder to hear. You're going to do everything right, every single thing, and it won't matter. Not to them.
I've come back from the year 2025. Today, for you, it's just another Tuesday. For me, it's the 8th anniversary of the day my world ended. Not the 9/11 everyone else on the planet remembers. No, this was my own personal 9/11. It happened on September 11th, 2017. That's the day they arrested me for a crime I didn't commit. That's the day our nightmare truly began.
So you need to listen, really listen. I'm going to walk you through how this life you're so excited to build, a life based on doing the right thing, on being the smartest guy in the room, is going to get torn to shreds by a system that doesn't understand you or the code we live and breathe.
Let's start with who you are right now. Who we are. You see yourself as a digital knight, right? An ethical hacker. You find the holes in the system not to break in, but to help people patch them up. You report vulnerabilities because it's the right thing to do. Hold on to that, because you're not wrong to believe in that. You're absolutely right.
But here's the devastating, soul-crushing irony of our future. That exact impulse, your instinct to protect people, is the very thing they will use to label you a criminal, a predator.
Here's how it's going to go down. In 2014, you're going to find a huge security flaw on a medical provider's website. You'll do what you always do. You'll report it to Uruguay's CERT so they can fix it. But they won't. They'll just sit on it. Years later, some actual criminal is going to find that same unfixed flaw and use it to demand Bitcoin from the company. And when the cops come knocking, they'll find your original report and they won't be able to tell the difference between the good guy and the bad guy.
And that's all they'll need. Your ethical report and the server logs becomes their smoking gun. They don't understand it, so to them, it's proof. All your professional tools, the stuff you use for work every day, they'll parade them on the news as hacker paraphernalia. Your expertise, the very skill you've built your entire life around, becomes the #1 reason they're sure you're guilty.
This isn't just going to be a simple mistake, you understand. It's going to be a collision, a head-on, catastrophic crash between their old-world analog legal system and our digital reality. And you, my friend, you're going to be ground zero.
Now, I have to explain a piece of tech that barely exists for you right now. Think of it like a digital safe. It's called a self-custody wallet, and it's got a brutal security feature. You get 3 tries to enter the correct PIN. If you fail a 3rd time, there's no forgot my password link. The device just wipes itself. Everything inside is gone. Forever.
And yep, you guessed it. That is exactly what they're going to do. The police will take your Ledger wallet, and in their infinite wisdom, they'll try to brute force their way in. Wrong PIN, wrong PIN, wrong PIN. And just like that, poof, 27 Bitcoins permanently deleted. An act of such staggering incompetence that they literally destroy the very evidence they claim they're looking for. Oh, but the financial train wreck doesn't stop there. They're also going to take your phone. And that phone is the key to your accounts on a crypto exchange called WEX. Well, while that phone is sitting in an evidence locker, that entire exchange is going to collapse. And over 100 grand of our money will just evaporate, and you'll be locked in a cell completely powerless to do a single thing about it.
And you want to know the best part? The absolute punchline? The core evidence they'll use to try and convict you won't even be digital. It'll be paper. Freaking paper printouts of server logs and emails. It's a complete violation of our country's own laws on digital evidence. The entire case against you will be built on a foundation of legally inadmissible garbage.
But this isn't really about the code or the money. That stuff hurts, yeah. What you really need to brace yourself for is the human cost. The unbelievable price you are going to pay for their ignorance.
To give you an idea of just how absurd, how utterly paranoid this is all going to get, during the raid on our home, the police are going to confiscate our pet cactus. I'm not kidding. They're going to book a cactus into evidence because they think it might be dangerous. That's the level of technological literacy we're dealing with here. And it gets better. They'll find a simple paper cutter in the office. You know, the thing you use to trim paper. In their official report, they'll call it a guillotine. A guillotine! They're not just investigating a crime, they're writing a fantasy novel where you're the supervillain. And I need you to know, this goes way beyond incompetence. This is a systematic dismantling of your human rights. They will interrogate you for hours with no lawyer. They will threaten our family to try and break you. They will deny you your anxiety and ADHD medication for 2 straight days. They'll leak absolute lies to the press, turning you into a monster on national TV before you even have a chance to defend yourself. You will spend 8 months locked up before you even get a trial.
But in all that hell, you're going to forge something. Your relationship is going to shatter under the weight of all this. And to make sense of it, you'll borrow a concept from crypto, proof of work, and you'll turn it into something human. You'll call it proof of love. The idea that the only thing that truly proves a connection was real is going through hell together. The fact that the trauma is big enough to break you is the final undeniable proof of how real that love was.
My time is almost up. I can feel it. But the last thing I want to leave you with is not a message of defeat. It's about what you do next. It's about the resistance you will build from the rubble of this injustice. Because you will be exonerated. In 2022, they'll clear your name completely. But you're not just going to move on. No way. You're going to take all this pain, all this injustice, and you're going to turn it into a weapon for good. You'll write a book, Operation Bitcoins, Log into Hell, to document every single failure. You will go from being their victim to being their worst nightmare, an activist who knows exactly how broken the system is. And you will give a name to this specific kind of systemic failure. You'll call it the technological justice gap. Your story is going to expose this new, terrifying form of inequality, where legal systems that are clueless about digital evidence can't possibly deliver real justice. Instead, they just create scapegoats out of people like us. I have to go. Remember, you can't stop this from happening. You can't avoid your personal 9/11, but you can survive it, and you will. You will take this story, our story, and you'll make it a warning for the entire world. Because as everything becomes about code, this is the question everyone needs to start asking. When the ancient code of law collides with the new law of code, who gets crushed?